looking pale, a bit sickly.
Warning. This program is intended for adults of legal drinking age. Whiskey is consumed in disgust. The intent is to educate our palates on the differences of whiskey flavors and not an intent to get drunk. Please drink responsibly.
I don't know.
Oh, we're live?
I don't know either.
Oh, we're live.
You know what I do know, though? I know.
What do you
that
know?
I fucking love whiskey, and I'm Andrew Pierce, and I'm here with my good friend, Joseph Limbaugh.
Hit me. I am Joseph Limbaugh, and I fucking love a whiskey. And of course, returning the delightful Junko Goda.
Yes, I am here because not only do I like whiskey, I fucking love whiskey. So, and it's always lovely to share it with Andrew and Joseph again, aka Voice of God.
Well, he is the voice of God, the voice of the whiskey god. So.
Yeah, Thaddeus.
Yeah.
Is that. Hey, so I went to Scotland for 3 weeks, and I packed my suitcase full of way too much whiskey, and we're going to start sampling it over the next month here. The first one we're going to do
I think you mispronounced not enough.
I did. I totally mispronounced that. We're going to be sampling it over the next little while. And today is Islay. Today, I've picked a few bottles from Islay that we're going to try, including, and here's the thing I'm really excited about, is some new make spirit from Bunnahabhain, and we're going to taste the Bunnahabhain new make spirit as it comes off the still and is watered down to 63.5% as they put it in the cask, versus what comes out, like, how old is this thing we're going to try? 17 years later, we're going to see what it is coming out of the still versus what it is after it's matured in a sherry cask. So I'm super excited.
I'm so excited about that. That is
so
so
cool.
And then we got other delights along the way too. We've got some wonderful stuff. And Junko, thank you for being here. Joseph, Thad, you guys, it makes drinking whiskey better to do it with friends. So thank you.
It's, I think, the only way to do it. Otherwise, it's a little bit sad. If there's no friends.
It is.
There's no friends. So let's
But hey, you can watch it. You can, if you're alone and watching the show, you can drink it. That counts. We are your friends.
We are your friends,
Yes.
and you can join us in the chat. And please do chat. Tell us what you're drinking, what you're enjoying, how silly we are. If we make mistakes, please let us know. Let's start off with whiskey number one. So yeah, down in the corner you can kind of see the approximate times of when things are going to be shown on the YouTube. If you need to zip ahead, if you're watching this after the fact. Anyways, what we do is we sip whiskey because we fucking love it, and we think whiskey is accessible for everyone. We don't think it should be an elite thing. We don't think you should be snobby about it. I don't think there's any right tasting notes. What you experience is what you experience, and you should enjoy that. And I think we can bring that experience to everyone. There's a statement. Ardbeg Fèis Ìle is happening this week. Today's the last day of Fèis Ìle, and today's Ardbeg Day. So let's start with Ardbeg. Ardcore is their committee release this year. This is their Fèis Ìle release that they're having right now. Actually,
So what is that? What is Fèis Ìle? What is that word you're using?
Fèis Ìle.
Honestly, I keep hearing face shield.
And it's the name of the episode too. This episode is called.
Yeah, you can see how it's spelled down below. Fèis Ìle.
Ooh.
It is basically an island festival, and I think that's Gaelic. Garlic. It is a different language. Did I say something? Anyway. Basically, it is insane. So the island has around 3,500 inhabitants, Islay. During Fèis Ìle, about 30,000 additional people descend on this island. The island is not equipped to handle that. So people are camping on the side of roads, in camper vans, in boats. It's insanity. And I just don't understand why anyone would want to go there then. You better bring your own food because you're not going to find it in the supermarket, or you're not going to get into a restaurant. There's just no way they can handle it. But every distillery kind of has a day.
It's like the Burning Man of whiskey.
It's completely that. It is completely that. And people walk to the distilleries, and there's specials, and there's bands playing, and there's unique bottles you can buy for Fèis Ìle. And sometimes you can get them a little bit ahead of Fèis Ìle. So that's how I got this one. It's just a crazy festival. And if you go online and just Google Fèis Ìle, and there's going to be videos up galore.
So this episode is based on that festival?
Yeah, basically.
Are these all connected to the festival then?
No, they're not all connected to the festival, but they are all Islay distilleries, and they each would have had a day this past week where that was the distillery that everyone went to on the island, and they had their party. And today's Ardbeg Day, so we're starting off with that.
We should probably start drinking and smelling and stuff, right? I mean,
We should do that.
so what is Ardcore? This is their festival.
This is their festival release, and I should have more information about what they did to it. They're just kind of making it a very punk rocky kind of graphic on it.
I
It's
like
probably a
this
little bit
nose.
rough and
I mean, I
tumble.
love everything Ardbeg makes, but this nose is
I know.
good.
I like Ardbeg to begin with, and I was like, oh yay. Just makes me go, oh yay.
Oh yay!
Even on the nose.
Oh yeah, yay for sure.
It's like that leatheriness.
Oh my!
Yeah, it's like Ugadal, but it's like deeper and kind of more gentle. It's like a Ugadal's got like a more of an edge to it. This has like a nice smooth, like you said, Junko. It's like a nice leather seat that's worn.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know.
The
Actually,
first
we
note I
literally,
First note I got was that leathery oil.
Actually, we recently inherited my in-laws' worn leather chair that I sat in all day yesterday. So it could be that association. I mean, it doesn't smell leather anymore, but
I don't know. I think that's absolutely like
oh, that's my address.
what I'm getting.
Oops.
Voter information. Let's let the world know I live in Gardena. But I am still city of LA, so I get to vote for city of LA.
It's all city of LA, right? For hundreds of miles in all directions.
Yeah.
I mean, overlay LA on Scotland, and it's surprisingly. Yeah.
I don't want this joke to get lost. Tipsy Asparagus says, I love me some Gaelic bread.
Yeah.
That's good. It's really good.
Oh man, this smells amazing.
Should we go in? Because I am.
Yeah. We should.
Yeah. Oh, wow, interesting. I mean, I'm already getting layers on the nose.
Oh,
Oh, interesting.
Wow. Yeah. No. This is a surprising Ardbeg.
Wow.
What's
yeah,
happening?
the nose is different than the flavor. To me,
Yes, it is.
It's more
Absolutely.
pine. Like the nose is like leather, but the taste is more like pine forest, or like it's like prickly.
Wow. This went through like 5 phases from beginning to
Yeah.
end, at least.
Yeah, it was like
Okay.
boop, 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 and here's your finish.
Yeah. What just happened? Let's go in again.
Someone came in with a mohawk, and then suddenly the leather stud collar around his neck was like scraping by.
As always, like my favorite nose is always the nose right after you've had your first sip. Like that nose is my favorite nose for pretty much every whiskey.
I'm getting almost like a more orangey something at the bottom of it.
Yeah, there's a little citrus in there, sure.
Octalyptical. No, octalyptical. Nice. Is asking if someone here is a comedian. Well, we're certainly clowns.
I'm the serious one.
Yes, serious clowns, the best kind.
Yes.
Are you comedian? I mean, technically, I guess, yeah, sure.
Or are we dancer? Oh, this is so good.
Okay.
And I didn't mean to, but there's been a couple of Ardbeg committee releases recently that have been kind of.
We are live. This is live. We're responding to you in real time.
Yeah.
No, we've just predicted what our audience will say in the chat. And we're responding.
We use an AI to like figure out what the most likely things are.
Yeah.
And then we
Okay. So education time, Andrew, can you explain about the non-committee? What does that even mean?
It's just something that all the distilleries kind of do for the fish. They put aside kind of barrels that are special, something different. Like they'll go, oh, we got a bunch of rum casks, so let's put those aside, and then we'll make, Ardbeg, the rum cask release for the committee release last year, sort of thing. Or was it black? I can't remember. It's all a wash now. So they would have done something, and I don't know what this was. I looked online just briefly and couldnn't find exactly what they did for Ardcore. It was all the punk rock kind of theme stuff, so I couldn't find actual information. I'm sure Thad has got it now and will edumacate us.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting more fruit in here now, I think, as I nose it.
Yeah.
Like some nice, I don't know, even like a little mango and maybe some slices of orange.
I kind of got that orange in the finish.
At the beginning,
Like-
I'm getting like liberated tar pits at the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
smoky.
it's like fruit that's been smoked in tar fire.
Ah,
I mean, I'll be honest, I really like this. I don't want to science it. It's only 46%.
Yeah.
And I'm worried about what sciencing is going to do to it, to be fair. Wonder,
yeah.
This is
wonder, what,
God.
wonder what Thad thinks.
Yes.
That.
Hey, sorry about
Hello.
that.
Hello. Oh, there it is.
That's bored with the show. He stepped away.
Yeah, totally. I really like this one. I pretty much agree with you all on the nose. Like I get burnt rubber, some diesel. There are some sweeter notes in there for me, like burnt sugar. And there are some, I would call them flat notes. It's like pretzels, like Utz's pretzels, like that canister. And then for like, there's obviously going to be like a little savory note with this. For me, I identified it as grilled salmon on a cedar plank. The taste for me was really, really interesting. The very first taste I got was very, very what is called a spicy pepper, but I would say it's more like a cayenne pepper on the taste. And then there's also some burnt rubber, like a burnout. And then it's, you know, astringent.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
I have not tried it with water yet, so I can't really say anything here or there about that.
We're all afraid of that. I don't know if
Yeah.
I want to.
Oh, but one thing I did do too is I brought back some Islay water. So we're gonna actually science
Well, I
it.
feel like I kind of have to science it now because we have the Islay water.
That's
because
true.
It's like
That's true.
this.
Yeah.
This is the water that it was meant to be scienced with, right? I
I'm
mean,
gonna wait.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait and see what you guys think because I'm happy with this.
oh wow,
I know.
that never happens.
Alright.
I feel like I should take a bullet though, because that is usually Andrew's the one who. I only have a
I'm
little bit
actually
left
going
though, so but we'll try it. We'll try it.
Yeah. Oh,
This is
yeah.
real Islay water. Bing.
Hopefully, I washed that bottle first. It was standing. It was sorry.
The nose is interesting.
Did you do one drop?
Yeah,
Let's see.
one drop.
Islay or okay, I should do it. I should do it.
You don't have to.
Let's smell
Don't
it.
feel pressured, Junko. Don't feel pressured.
Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah.
No! Because
To me-
I brought it down to a little bit.
Okay. Okay.
To me, it does
It's just
open
a
it up in
ratio, right?
the way they say, you know.
Okay. I'm waiting for your tasting notes though.
Okay. Oh gosh! Come on, little dot. Oh gosh! I didn't get enough.
No?
I mean,
Mhm.
it's interesting. It flattens it out. It takes some of the zoom and fun stuff away. No,
You're saying it turns the punk rock of this whiskey into a kind of new wave?
puts him
What do
into
you
it
say?
more like
Yeah.
a business suit,
Oh.
Yeah.
but still with a mohawk.
Yeah.
But
Well, so with
I like what it does to the nose though.
yeah, the nose has changed. It's the very tar pits is gone, and we're getting into the spicy.
Yeah, and I really
more
like the
spice.
nose of this. So it is interesting. The science, what it does to the nose, is interesting. I would say wait till you have just a little bit left and do it just for the nose. But
That might be
Yeah.
after the show then, because I'm not going to get through this.
Yeah,
in
you got
any
a lot.
rush.
No.
I may have spilled.
I don't know,
too much
Thad, did you
inside.
science it? What do you think?
I agree with y'all. Yes for the nose, no for the taste. I mean, honestly, for the taste, it did nothing for me. Like, it maybe a little bit worse, but the nose made it interesting. I did get a lot more floral notes out of
Yeah.
a little bit of water on the nose.
I would say,
I feel like the
overall,
beginning.
there's going to be a lot more of these bottles available, probably even locally too, here in LA or wherever you are in the US
Nice.
or around the world.
I would buy Ardcore, like if it was
If you-
available
if you
for
can find
sure.
it.
Yeah, if I can find it. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, for me, I they're like the beginning note after sciencing is definitely like astringent at the beginning all of a sudden.
Oh, so that's, well, I mean, that's
Ah,
not stringent in a good way.
I have to wiggle. Wiggles very astringent.
Okay. I'm putting that away till after the show because that is, I need to
Good.
sit with that and just like be with it. And we're kind of
Yeah.
on a time pressure
Yeah.
here.
Oh yeah, because we have more
The
than
oppressive
usual, right?
We have one more than usual because we're doing the
Yeah.
new make with the
You got the new make.
cask. But before we go there, another bottle which I did not taste when I was there. It's a Lagavulin Distillery exclusive. This is from 2018. It may be the same batch as the last Distillery exclusive we had on the show. I didn't check because I was in such a rush. Like literally, these bottles were in my suitcase on Monday. I poured them Thursday. I got them out to everyone yesterday and today. And so I have not done a lot of research for this episode, except for we want to drink whiskey and let's do it on Islay. That's where I am. But it's a distillery exclusive, and they've done.
What does that mean? What does distillery exclusive mean? You have to be the distillery.
It's just you have to be at the distillery to get it. They pick some nice casks and they think, oh, these ones are really good. We're going to make them just exclusively available when you come.
Is there a difference between that and a committee release, or are they basically the same thing?
I think it's close to the same sort of thing. It's something where they've gone, hey, these casks are special, set aside. We're going to pick them. We really like what the flavors are coming out, and we're going to make this a special release. Just kind of reward people that are really searching us out.
Yeah, at Simcoe, there is no peer pressure for sciencing. Sometimes I do it. Sometimes Andrew does it. I do usually make Andrew jump on the bullet. Jump on the bullet.
Jump on the bullet.
You got to jump on the bullet before it
That's a
explodes.
ride.
Everybody knows that.
That's a ride.
Anyway, because he has
the
more.
pressure.
He has more than we do. So, you know.
Yeah.
And also I know Thad's always gunning. So, you know.
Yeah. I always like sciencing because I like experimenting.
Oh,
so.
wow.
All right.
I mean, right off the bat,
right.
it's the traditional
Lagavulin.
Lagavulin nose that you get. It's got that subtle kind of peaty sherry, just a wash of bubbly red.
Sherry. Yeah, very, very sherry.
And now is Lagavulin normally in cherry casks? Is that what, or is it just a mixture of things?
It's generally a mixture. I think almost everything, especially the 16 and the 8, come out as blends of sherry casks and ex-bourbon.
Ooh.
They're very pale. But you know that sherry comes from a white grape. This is something that I learned that I didn't know. And it's the actual fermentation and aeration and what do you call that? Oxidization that happens as it gets down in the solar Salterns? No. Whiskey, everyone. It's great.
Yes. Yay. Yeah, I'm getting like acetone for the nose.
Solera is the stack of casks, and they kind of transfer it down and down and down and down. And as it becomes more and more oxidized, it turns redder and redder. Didn't know that.
But that's for sherry, is what you're saying.
That's for sherry.
For sherry.
And it starts with the fina, which is low enough alcohol that the yeast kind of forms a layer on top and no oxidation happens. So it's kind of pale. And then as it gets older and darker, that's where you get the gradations of like Oloroso. Is the same thing as the fina is, except that it's been matured longer, has more oxidation.
I think that this is the first time on the show we've ever talked about distilling sherry. Like we've talked about
important.
But it is like an important step. Yeah. Because I remember like at one point, like not on the show, but I remember we were talking about how like older sherry cask whiskeys, because people actually drank sherry, the theory was that people put more like art into making the sherry, because they're not just making sherry casks. We'll give them to those, like to just give to the whiskey people to make whiskey. They were making it good sherry to drink. But now that people will just be like, we'll turn this into like window washing stuff, and you take. So we just, and you know, there's got to be a difference there.
Yeah. All right, I'm jumping in.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Let's jump in.
Ooh, very warm.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Christmassy.
This is my favorite whiskey.
My favorite whiskey. I was about to say.
This is my favorite whiskey.
What's that you said, Junko? Christmas
gingerbread house. Like,
oh, nice.
That's where I'm transported to on first days. Oh.
Now for me, it's like the week after Christmas where you have like, you know, all the food is still there, but it's like colder and you can eat it whenever you want. And there's like cookies and you're playing video games, like, you know, the week after Christmas. Yeah, the week after Christmas is video game week. Everybody knows that, right?
Macandu, thank you for the words of encouragement and support. I appreciate that because usually it's not well described. So I really appreciate that.
You always describe things well.
I describe
Yeah.
things.
I mean, if it's distilling, you get so excited about it. I love it.
I even feel like this is kind of, it'd be really interesting to have this side by side with, so Sullivan's Cove, I think like French cask is close to this one. Sullivan's Cove out of Tasmania is still very high on my whiskey list. And I haven't bought a bottle. I don't know why.
Well, you need to get a bottle and then share it with
I
us
know.
on the next show that you're a guest on.
Yeah, I like sharing. Yeah, interesting.
This
Yeah, I
thing,
get
Warm fuzzy.
Plums, I get dates, I get there's like a really interesting dark fruit smell to it, you know, like fruit that you've plucked in the like from fairy gardens in the dead of night,
Mhm.
right? You know, from
I
goblins,
can see
right?
that.
And it's like from a goblin garden.
Lagavulin. Wait. Okay, let's practice how to actually pronounce it. It's Lagavulin.
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 With
Okay.
Gaelic, you what I've found and what I've heard is generally the accent's on the second syllable. So it's not
Okay.
Port Ellen, it's usually Portellen.
Got
It's
it.
not Bowmore, it's Bamore.
One more. Okay. Okay.
So is
I'm
Port
trying to-
Charlotte, Port Charlotte.
Yeah.
It would be Port Charlotte. Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to read Macandu's message.
Lagavulin.
Lagavulin. Lagavulin. Okay.
Lagavulin.
Rolls Royce of whiskeys.
Lagavulin.
Is it the
I
Rolls
think
Royce of whiskeys?
It's, I think they were one of the first ones to come out with that, like Lagavulin 16, that they were really pushing that as a single malt, and it really got me interested in peated whiskey. Like if they hadn't done that, I don't know if like Lefroy and Ardbeg and these other distilleries come out with that sort of thing. I don't know if I would recognize this as a Lagavulin if I was having it just side by side with something. Like there's hints of it, but
Now I'll be honest. I know you love Lag 16, Andrew. It's not my favorite. Like it's not like, and you also like the what is the blue bottle? My brain's not working.
the Bruichladdich Classic Laddie,
Yeah, both of those. Like I like something with a little more. Like those are just like in the pocket. Like what you're gonna get. The flavor is there.
It's refined. It's
Yeah, but I want something that's gonna punch me in the mouth a little bit. So.
Yeah.
tongue wrestling.
This
Then.
would not be it.
But this
sounds vivid.
punches me in the mouth. Like this release punches me in the mouth. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's true. I mean, I rarely have like a image of like gingerbread house and Christmas season. I don't get that, on a first taste with others.
Yeah.
So that's true. That is true.
But I mean, it's got that peat in it, so I don't think you would ever think this was not an Islay whiskey. It's just I would have
It's
a
very
hard time
mild.
knowing,
Yeah. It's like it kind of the Lagavulin traditional mark of
Oh, look at that.
Lagavulin
Andrew's
is
just
very-
jumping right in and sciencing it. I mean, it is 53%. I feel like it's going to do well with science, but we'll see.
But I always, the thing with science though, I don't know, maybe we should start getting glasses with actual like little measurements, because you don't know how much you're sciencing too. We know that we're sciencing at whatever 0.1 milliliters or whatever this, but just if you want to get really
one
good,
drop. I know. Yeah.
One drop.
We start with one drop.
but it makes all the difference. All right, I guess I can.
There's something like
All right.
my dad had an old leather jacket that had this kind of not silk, but it was sort of the kind of some sort of slick fabric on the inside.
Right.
And what a horrible tasting note, because I can't even tell you what the fabric was. But but that comes out in the nose. What was that? Was it rayon? This was from,
You know what?
the
This smells
50s.
smells like a costume shop to me. It smells like you're in like a theater costume shop. Now that you say that, like,
And with the water, that was the very first note I got. It was like fabric, something with a lot of. Yeah,
it
this
does
old
smell like fabrics. Yeah, I
fabric.
could see going through like old costumes made with interesting stuff, like the rack of all the stuff.
And maybe it's rayon. I guess that was available in the 50s. Yeah, plastics have been done.
I wouldn't science it
Oh,
after comparing.
Although Look at Andrew
It's
says
different.
yes. Oh, he says it's
Yeah.
interesting.
It's like there's been a butter infused with cloves and all these wonderful.
All right, I'll try it. I mean,
It's-
I feel like I have to science these because we have the Islay water. I feel like I have to.
Yeah.
You know? We've got the
Oh, yeah,
Islay water.
definitely.
so.
This is yummy. This is really like a very buttery sauce with one drop of water. That is not what I had before.
Because I scienced against probably half of the whiskey that you have too.
Rayon
So
was
it
available
might be
before the
more of a-
1900s.
Oh,
I'm sorry, what were you
Sorry.
saying, Junko?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I was just saying, with a ratio, lower whiskey ratio to one drop ends up being very close to when we scienced our first one, which is over here.
The Ardbeg
Ardcore, the Ardcore.
The Ardcore, yeah. Maybe that just happened. Oh, and I finished it too. Oops.
All right, I'm gonna taste this science.
Taste of science. I'm interested to hear.
I end up getting a lot of the spicy notes coming out, kind of very typical when scienced, I feel like.
Get spicy.
I agree with Junko. Like, there's definitely like it's spicier. There's more heat. There's more.
Yeah.
But definitely also there at the end, the finish is where I'm getting that buttery stuff that Andrew was talking about. It's at the end.
Okay.
It's
the
so
finish.
interesting. Like that, both those things changed. The journey changed. Like the front end is like ba-bam, and then the end is like, hey. Yeah.
And then this still coating my mouth. I still feel like there's this oily butter.
Yeah. It changed the finish to be very oily. That's so interesting. What a weird, it like changed the mouthfeel.
Yeah.
One thing I found out when I went to Lagavulin and I was wandering around there is I found out that I fucking love whiskey.
You had to go all the way to there to figure out you fucking love whiskey.
Yeah.
Well,
hey,
it's
just
something
I know I fucking love whiskey right here in the States.
Okay. All right.
Thad,
my
what do
gosh,
you
y'all. Like,
what do you think of this?
Oh yeah.
So I would say it's a no for me with water. Sorry, excuse me. Without water, on the nose, I definitely got some honey, some fresh paper notes. There was some soap, but like very gentle and mild soap. And then like a hint of cinnamon flavoring, not like cinnamon dusting, but like the artificial flavoring. And then there were some complex scents that I couldn't really identify. But going to the taste, the honey carried through, but it became like a honey throat lozenge. It was very fuzzy, and it was like sitting around a campfire on a cool night while roasting some s'mores, all going on in my mouth. The finish without water is what really makes this for me. It made me not actually want to take a sip, but it's because I've never actually gotten like a salty seawater finish before, and that's what came through for me. And like wet bushes after a rainstorm. With water, that obviously went away and it became more buttery, like you all were saying. The nose became more savory, and the taste actually brought out peat and heat, which, you know, is very unusual for water, for me at least.
I agree. Maybe. But anyways, I fucking love this.
All right, we
With
should
water.
probably move forward because it's almost 5:30.
Yeah.
I got
the
2
Bunnahabhain
minutes
is-
to lag.
but we have two Bunnahabhains. So.
We do have 2 Bunnahabhains.
Yes.
This is exciting. Went into
And
the
we have
store.
we have to describe what's going on here. You got to
Right.
Oh, June.
So-
Great. Yeah, hold them up together. Yeah, it's
Here
great.
we go. So what happens is when it comes out of the still, the whiskey is between 70 and 60% ish. And they blend it all together and it comes out as some percentage. But what they do is they water it down to 63.5%. I think you can focus on it there. 63.5% before they fill it in the casks. And that's not unique to Bunnahabhain necessarily. Most distilleries will do that. Some will do it higher, but most will do it at 63.5. Then that new make spirit sits in a cask, and this particular one sat in an Oloroso cask. So this is a Moine, I think, is peat. But this is warehouse hand-filled exclusive number 31, 52.9%. So the 63.5 over the years.
Wait, does that mean the
52.9.
Oloroso was made with peat? I'm confused.
The new make spirit might have been made with peat. I think that's what the
Okay.
Moine is. Oh man, I should have really done some research before the show today.
Hey, maybe people in the chat will look up Moine and tell us what it
Yeah.
means.
I thought that was. Well, let me smell it. Doesn't necessarily smell peated, but I just had a big snootful of Ardbeg and Lagavulin, so it's hard to say.
That might throw off your peat ratio.
All
All
right.
right.
Anyways,
So
some people say about
this is before it goes into the cask.
This is before it goes in the cask, and some people
And
say
it's always clear like that when it comes out.
Yeah, when it comes out, it is clear. Good moisturizer. Some people say 40% comes from the new make and 60% comes from the cask. But I'm interested to see
as far as flavor.
In terms of flavor. So I'm interested to see if we can find this taste in the final product. That's the experiment we're doing.
Okay, and we're doing the new make first.
Yeah, I think you should see what comes out of the cask.
Yeah.
Right. Because that's chronologically the order. Whoa, okay.
That's a nose. Holy moly.
Holy shit. Oh my God. I feel like I'm smelling burning taffy right now. Or like, like it smells like saltwater taffy. Or like a confectioner's office, like a confectionery. It's this like a candy store that is burning down right now into my nose. Oh, but there's also, there's just smoke in there. That is so interesting.
This is just the distilled barley that has been boiled twice. And this is what comes out of the still. And it's got so much flavor still.
You're like salt water or ocean breeze, something oceany.
Yeah. It smells also very chemical-y.
There's that sour little bit.
Yeah. I mean, it does remind me of the wiggle which we've had in the past, which was, it was in a cask for a minute.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
I really want to taste this. I'm so excited to taste it.
Well, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay, we are not sciencing this. Oh my God. We all have this like what the hell just happened?
It tastes like a really interesting liqueur.
Yeah.
Or like it tastes like a really interesting hard alcohol made from some fruit. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Like it is.
I feel like I just chewed on a 3D printed something out of plastic and I'm eating it. Or like, I don't know how mannequins are made, but I feel like if I were to eat a mannequin, it would be this.
It's like the food replicator on Star Trek, like it had a glitch and it came out with this. Right?
Yeah.
Or
it replicated a bottle inside.
Or it's like infused with something, some sort of organic stuff. This does kind of remind me.
Ooh,
it kind of reminds me of.
This one's like compared to the previous one. This is like the solid square punch in the face. For sure.
This is a punch in the face.
Like
I like
unrelenting kind.
One thing they tell you to do with new make is just like take a little bit and rub it on your hand and just see what that feels like. It's so oily. It is so oily. And it smells, the smell goes away almost instantly.
That is interesting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm like smooth their skin. No. Do they sell body products like Distillery sometimes now? Okay, not just sticky.
You know what? I wouldn't not enjoy this.
I like it. I fully like it.
And I feel like I have a different nose now on the second after tasting it and then nosing it again. I feel like I'm in like the peat feels. So it's like a combination of like ocean water, but peat, but also like just decomposition. I'm getting all that.
I mean, that's what it is.
It's like they've isolated some of the flavors that I like out of whiskey and taken them over here and like enhanced them, right? Yeah. And so I like it because it's like, oh, these are those interesting flavors, but without all the other stuff. It's like it's isolating out those flavors. Which I mean, it's exactly what it is, right? Because it's before you've added those flavors in.
Mm-hmm.
This is really cool. Like I love this.
So moine in Gaelic does mean moss, morass, or bog. So I think that is the peated variety, but I don't get peat in here.
Or it's just a different,
mean-
it's more, I say raw peat, like unprocessed, like it's out there in the
It
ocean.
smells like
peat.
swamp. Yeah, swamp or ocean. I get peat in here, but it's not like burnt. It's not like that smoky burnt peat. Oddly, like I wonder how much of that smoky burnedness comes out of the cask being charred. You know what I mean? Like, because
Yeah.
we talk about, you know,
No, I mean,
And
like,
now that I was gonna say,
you
now that
smell,
I
you can smell the barley, and you know, oh no, what I think of peat is what you smell in the barley. Like, it's not the cask.
huh?
Okay, and all I smell is shit now, guys. Especially because I was around horse manure yesterday.
It's got notes of that. It's got notes of that.
It does, but in a good way. Yeah, I mean, I really like this. I wonder what Thad thinks of this.
I would even say precisely elephant shit, but
Wow.
Yeah.
for me, elephant at the zoo.
I agree. Elephant shit,
That-
because you can smell it from a
Yes.
long ways away, and it's like horse shit, but like the quintessence of like organic herbivore shit, right? It's like
Painted.
Yeah.
Painted
it's like
elephant.
it's like, I'm sure above elephant shit would be
Yeah.
brontosaurus shit, but we're never gonna smell
Yeah.
that.
Never
We're
ever
gonna
smell it.
Yeah.
Dad, thoughts?
What's the Thaddeus? Yeah.
Thad, what do you got?
Oh, I still haven't tasted it. I'm still in the nose.
Okay.
I'm loving this nose. It's so complex and it's ever changing. So here's what I've gotten so far. Feel free to disagree as much as you want, but I got some popcorn, a little bit of peanut oil. The thing that really stand out to me is canned hominy. I don't know if you all have ever had that before, but I don't know how to explain
it.
Hominy.
yeah, exactly.
Hominy.
A little bit
I've
of
seen that in
warm
cookbooks.
leather boots, and then some savory notes that reminded me of buttered grits that are topped with some very sharp cheddar cheese, a small dollop of sour cream, and then you have like a little bit of chives sprinkled in there. And then past that, there is definitely some funk, like an earthy bog, like you just like are just crawling through an earthy bog.
Elephant shit. Mhm.
Yeah, there you go.
Like I would drink this. Like this to me
Yeah.
seems like a really interesting SMWS. Like it has like all the whiskey stuff in there, but it's interesting and surprising, and it's just in a different place, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to finish this.
How big is the bottle of this you have?
It is 20 centiliters. It is
Okay.
200 milliliters. It's a tiny little bottle.
Yeah. Okay. If you had a big
All right,
bottle of
we
this, I'd be
should
like,
we
oh
should
boy.
try what this turns into now. I
Yeah,
feel like
let's
I'm ready
go.
to do it.
After 17 years in Oloroso, that color.
We get this.
Here we go.
Don't forget to vote.
Oh my God.
Oh my chocolate.
Ah,
Now
Really?
definitely going from that to this is making a difference. This smells
Ugh,
like
I just
cake
went like,
batter to me.
oh.
It smells like yellow cake
Wow.
batter.
Yes, cake batter.
I'm on the opposite spectrum. I got savory. I got burrito with salsa. That's the first thing.
It's so interesting. Yeah, I don't get savory at all yet. There's definitely some in there, but the sweetness.
My
This is
Fendu
just-
says there's 35% peat in the malted barley, so roughly the same as Lagavulin for the peat
Oh.
in Bunnahabhain. Thank
This
you.
to me is, and also like
Okay.
some like applesauce. Like God, there's something so sweet in there. There's
Yep,
some
yep.
sweet.
Yeah, okay.
But it's
the
not.
cherry.
I wouldn't go with applesauce. I think it's something a little less sweet than that.
Big cherry, like sour, like Rainier cherries, which are in season right now.
I could get cherries. Yeah, I get behind that.
Like but more on the sour side versus
Mhm,
the sweet
mhm.
cherries. Yeah, you're a good old. Yeah, the cinnamon and stuff you kind of have to dig into, but it's there as an undertone.
Did I mention this? I kind of love whiskey.
Yeah.
can't
I
remember.
know it's
I thought
because
you
we had the other. This is so light. It is so light in like the nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, the new make, I could barely get my nose near it. This, I can get my nose right in there.
This also reminds me of the primer that I used as a kid when I would paint lead figures for Dungeons and Dragons. Like it smells like that primer, like that smell, specifically the primer.
It's interesting you say that. So we were in the warehouse doing the tasting, and at one point, Stuart Campbell, who's been a guest on the show, turns to me and goes like, "I'm getting paint in this." But when we had walked in, they were painting the outside of Bunnahabhain in preparation for Fèis Ìle, and we're like, "I'm not sure this is the whiskey or that's actual paint."
That's
I definitely get the primer in this.
I get
for
the
sure.
primer in this too. Yeah, I agree with you.
I should have like my spouse. He has like jars of coffee ground up. I should just have one right here to reset between.
Pro tip: you can smell your arm.
Smell
your skin.
Smell the skin of your arm, though.
That's true. Instead of my lavender Mrs. Myers detergent.
I don't know. Maybe that works too. Also, pineapple upside down cake. That's the other thing. My mom used to always make that for my birthday because it was my favorite. And it has to have the whipped cream on top of it.
Oh.
All right, I'm going to taste this.
Oh my! Oh, you haven't done yet? Oh
no.
No. Ooh. Oh, this is pleasant.
This is.
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, it's like the pleasantness, and then at the end, our new make spirit, I think, makes an appearance at the end of this, at the very end of the palate.
A little that funkiness survives.
It's like the foundation, and then there's all the other stuff on top of it, and then when all the other stuff is gone, the foundation is left. This is like my favorite Bunnahabhain I think I've ever had right now. Like
this is
because I had the new make beforehand. Like that's it's the two step of that. Like it really like I don't know, opens up some cool stuff in here.
Oh man, I think I have to start making like a new Instagram of just like Junko whiskey and just like catalog it, because it's
and I've had some amazing Bunnahabhains.
I'd follow that.
Yeah.
I would follow it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, like you recall, like I guess my taste memory and associating them with the actual the correct words aren't quite there. And of course, repetition helps.
It does. We're doing our best to make you practice.
Yeah.
Junko, you have not tasted whiskey this month. You will sit down and you will practice.
We got some yeast.
Oh, McIndoe is saying rub a little Oloroso on the back of your hand and see what notes we get there. It smells like almost a perfume.
Yeah, it really opens up the nose, because right now the nose is still like it's that gives me more nose than
like the breadiness of it. And
I really hope that McIndoe isn't an internet creeper that really has a fetish about people smelling hands. Just a thought.
Why is that a bad thing? Maybe that's
fine.
I
don't know if I get wood from the back of the hand though.
What?
I definitely like maybe some cedar or like a really fake fragrant wood, but I don't know. Oh man, this is so good.
I also, but McIndoe with the wood though, like they started selling, what is it, like wood to help like smoke your fish or whatever your poultry, whatever you're cooking. I feel like if there's
like
some
wood
like
chips.
when they said wood chips, but maybe more like planks of it for whatever reason. Like
Cedar
a plank of that wood with like salmon.
Chicory?
And you put it on
The cedar or the chicory or
chicory is a plant. Hickory is a wood.
Oh.
Chicory is what they put in coffee in New Orleans.
Hickory, then that's what I meant.
Yeah.
And cedar planks.
Chicory coffee only tastes good if you go to the place that makes the beignets. Otherwise, it's not good. Café du Monde.
Good to know.
Yeah, that's where you get chicory coffee. Because I've had chicory coffee, I brought it home, and it's like, oh my god, this tastes like ass. But if you get it at, wait a minute, rub vigorously, then smell.
Oh no. Definitely a fetishist. Yep.
Slow down, really smell it.
Well, this one is more lingering.
I'm not getting it. I don't know. You should never
Definitely
trust my nose.
Definitely not as oily as the new make spirit.
Thad, what's your story, Morning Glory?
Yeah.
So I'm actually way behind you guys, and I just got to the nose. For me, I'm getting like a little bit of paint. I don't know if you said some pineapple upside down cake. But definitely get that there. I get a hint of diesel, and then I also get a lot of like strawberry cream cheese toaster strudels, like a very nice puff pastry, like something that you just can't stop eating if it's in front of you, right? It's like I have to have another one. I did try the new make with water. Didn't really do much on the nose. As for the taste, though, I actually got like pineapple on the taste to come out on the new make. And then some notebook paper. But
With water.
Yeah, with water. But yeah.
Can I just say, and we don't say it enough, I fucking love Thad. Oh my God, the pastry strudel specificity, you know what I'm saying, of his particular comments. Oh my God, specificity. I got
the chicory of his comments are so hickory. That it specificaries me. Yeah, I concur. I fucking love that too.
I fucking love that. Yay. Huh.
Yeah, the strawberry strudel, that was such a great.
The strawberry note. Now I can't avoid it. It's like, yes, I know that's what I was tasting. I just could not identify.
Dang it! Now I've lost my burrito with salsa that I had at the beginning.
I hate to say this, but I think we have to like just put a cork on this, and I
gotta move forward.
I want to try with water first. Wait.
Oh, all right.
We got one more.
This is my favorite whiskey. Yeah. This is definitely my favorite whiskey.
Oh yeah, no. Both of these are like the new make and this one. They've both been my favorites. Yeah.
Well, I know the next one's my favorite whiskey. This one I have tasted.
You've tasted it. Yeah.
Yeah, I tasted not this bottle, but a different one, and it just totally won me over. Not to lead the witnesses. You might hate
it. Should we science this one? All right.
The nose, meh. I would say
I'm gonna wait to see what the nose says.
The sciencing, Joseph?
I'm not. I'm gonna see what Andrew says. You make your own decisions, Junko.
I don't care what.
Yeah. Take a chance.
I get some tobacco on the taste that wasn't there before, but the nose kind of flattens. I would say a no on water for me.
Oh, this is like maybe about 5-6 drops of the whiskey to 1 drop of water. It's pretty.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's pretty significant.
Don't get ratio. That's bad on Twitter.
I trust you.
It is?
Yeah.
All right,
we're not on Twitter. It's fine.
Getting ratioed. Yeah. That's that means you have more shares and comments than you have likes. That's what a ratio is.
Oh, is that what that means? Okay.
Yeah. The ratio of shares that means they don't like it, right? No one's liking it. They're just retweeting it because look at this trash fire, right?
Got it. All right. So the new make spirit comes out more. Like if it was at 10%, it's probably more comes out to like 25% at the beginning of the palate. Or beginning of it.
Wait, is that the
no? It's pretty standard.
Junko, or is that the right?
That was the blah blah blah. Yeah, Bunnahabhain with the probably 6 drops of it to 1 drop of water. The nose is pretty neutral. I don't know. It kind of follows the usual path of just softening everything up, except in this case, the new make spirit I think comes up significantly enough to because before it was popping up at the end of the palate. Now it's more front and center and more noticeable than before, but not like hardcore or anything.
Yeah, I haven't really like been, even though we have this water from Islay, it hasn't really for me like made a good move for me. So I'm gonna avoid water on that.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I would do that. I did not enjoy it with water as much as I did without. And again, water is mostly H2O for no matter where it comes from. There's other
water's mostly H2O.
That's mostly
so we're human beings. We're mostly H2O. Right?
I always know it's a good
tipsy
episode.
Asparagus. Hey man, what? Hey man.
Hey man, yourself. Hey.
Hey, tipsy asparagus.
You need water from the Hudson to make proper bagels or pizza. Apparently.
No, water in New York is not from the Hudson. It is not from the Hudson. It's from upstate. A number of lakes that are, anyways. But yeah, good New York water. I do.
And it's full of Legionnaire's disease.
It's. let's just start rumors that are not true.
Yes.
No, it is kind of. Anyway, there's a lot of Legionnaire's disease in New York.
Every
Anyway,
show, how about them Rangers? Yeah, they're for real. I think they're for real.
so this is an SMWS. Always excited to have SMWS on the show.
And every time I come to a bottle and I go, I don't want to share this with anyone, I think, oh, it's going to be a good show because it's absolutely the whiskey I should share. This was after we had dinner at SMWS and they'd done a pairing with us with all sorts of whiskeys. And I said, I want to have something interesting. And this guy, the Spanish SMWS rep was there that day. And he was like, I think you might like this one, which is distillery number, where is it there? You see 23?
23.79.
23 is a Bruichladdich. And this is not
The
a
blue
Bruichladdich.
bottle that I mentioned at the beginning. It's the blue bottle.
It's the blue bottle. But
Blue bottle.
they occasionally do a release called Loch Indaal, which is not Port Charlotte, but it is a peated Bruichladdich.
Show Junko the blue bottle that I was talking about. It's very,
Yeah, I was like-
it's marketing. You'll
I was
see.
like, Joseph, I only see a green bottle. I only see a green bottle.
Classic Laddie comes in this blue bottle. It's
Comes in this blue
it's-
bottle.
It's
yeah,
it's
yeah.
brilliant
Right.
marketing. It's brilliant marketing.
You can't miss
Yeah.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
And it is
Yes,
actually the
yes.
color of Loch Indaal, which is the bay inside of Islay. And you can't believe it's this color because you think, oh, it's Caribbean. It's beautiful. Look at the water. It's gorgeous. Let's get in. Canadian lake cold. It is the North Sea. It's not the North Sea, but it's
Huh.
like that. Anyway, so there's that. So this
Yeah.
is Loch Indaal. It's a peated Bruichladdich, and it's 10 years old. This one's called tea smoked Lychees.
Lychees. Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
Chinese fruit that has, right? I think it's from, is it from China? It's, yeah, it's,
Yeah,
I've had
I mean,
lychees
that's
before.
Yeah,
where I
yeah.
know it.
It's kind of like a, I don't know how, it's like a cross between like a plum and a citrus fruit kind of.
Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah.
Yeah, it's a but yeah. Y'all just go out and find your nearest whatever lychees lychee store to go eat it.
Go out
Yeah,
to the
I've
Lychees
never
R
had
Us.
it.
I've only had like jarred or canned lychees. I've never had them like fresh, but I don't know.
Oh, wait,
I don't know
I have.
how hard those
I
are to
don't know, I
get.
have had.
Anyways, ex-bourbon
You've
barrel.
had fresh
Cheers.
lychees?
Yeah, they usually sell them in like these bag sacks, and you just peel off the hard shell and to reveal kind of what's in the canned fruit, except the seed's still in there. Yeah,
Mhm.
fresh lychees.
How are fresh
I don't know if it's
lychees?
called
I've always
lychee or
wanted to
lychee.
try. Oh yeah, is it lychee or
Magnificent.
lychee?
I have no idea. Let's go ask someone who's Chinese, and I'm not that person. So
Oh, Thad
I mean,
says,
I've heard both. So, but
okay.
Gypsy asparagus says it's a tropical tree native to Guangdong,
Guangdong, Fujian,
Fujian, and
Yunnan.
Yunnan
Oh,
provinces
Yunnan,
of Southeast and Southwest China. So it is a Chinese
East and
origin.
Southwest. Okay.
origin.
Huh.
Fruit? Is it a fruit? Tropical
It is
fruit.
It's
a
a
Must be
fruit.
Yeah,
it has
it's
a
gotta
seed.
be a fruit.
It's seeds.
It's
so
a big seed in the middle. So
fruit.
yeah. Okay.
here for a
It's
fruit.
a fruit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ladies
But
and
this is
gentlemen,
named after it. I also noticed this bottle has a gold seal on it. What's that all about?
it does. They do these for their what they
Oh.
call the more special releases. More, they just charge more money for it. Really, that's what it means. But
This is potent.
it wasn't that much
Well,
money.
yeah, we're going up in percentage. So,
Oh yeah, where are we at now? 60.
oh wow,
61.7%.
yeah, and
What
it's
did
funny.
we
This
do-
is less. This is a lower percentage than the new make, which
Oh no, that's not a
surprisingly,
surprise though. Nah, because I think
I
the
the
once it's
new
in the
make seems
cask.
smoother to me though,
As far as that goes. No, but the
like on the nose. Where'd Andrew go?
Oh, I see.
Because
Oh,
Gypsy
oh.
Asparagus said it should come in a fancy box. Well, it does.
That's pretty fancy.
So fancy.
Mm.
Yeah, this is a lower percentage, but I don't know. The new make seems smoother to me on the nose, but
Oh,
But you like a
no,
whiskey that-
that's true.
that punches me. I do.
Yeah.
What does
Right,
that say about
so-
me? Do
I'm,
I have-
I'm saying
does that
get
mean I-
ready. I'm getting ready, punching bag. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
And this-
I'm
yeah.
getting similar. I feel like this
Smoked
is
lychees.
kind of similar Ardcore.
Some of that peatiness similar to hardcore.
Oh, like a getting acetone on the nose again, but it's like a fresher acetone. What does that? The hell does that mean?
Newly made acetone.
Brighter.
That's a good note.
bright acetone. Ooh, This is real. This is like intense though.
Yeah, this is very strong.
And like airing it out.
It's hard not to be. It's like hard not to be influenced by what they've named it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, totally. Because your brain starts like being like fruit. Yeah.
That's one of the problems with, I think, with SMWS, and that is such a specific like tea smoked lychees. I definitely get tea. Like I could see that there's, you know.
Oh, I get bananas. The very, 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 very ripe bananas.
Yeah, like they're almost completely. There's almost no yellow left, right?
Yeah, or
I go the other way. I think these are green bananas.
Yeah. Really? I get really ripe. Oh,
little visit from
yes.
Bowie.
Hey, Bowie.
Hey.
He's seldom on the show, but there he is.
Oh,
I get the smoke.
The
smoke for sure is there.
But
yeah,
it's
the smells kind of
smoke. But the smoke is secondary, tertiary, though.
I don't know. Like to me, it's like smoked bananas. You know? Yes, yes. It was some cat butt. Correct. Oh, Andrew's tasted it. All right. I guess we should taste it.
Okay.
Oh my God, this is my favorite whiskey. Cat butt.
Yeah, this is my favorite whiskey.
Oh.
That I taste the bananas. Oh my God! And now I smell green bananas.
Like pound cake or banana bread.
Yeah, I would say banana bread more than pound cake for sure.
Yeah. I'm like, I have to keep like, I have this instinct to just keep like getting the nose out of there. It's like I have mild asthma that is triggered by like different chemicals or alcohol.
No.
Like, which is like ripe bananas can sometimes. I'm like, so it's kind of on the brink of that. So I'm like, oh, this is something my lungs would probably react to.
Should we?
These are all whiskeys that you happen to bring back from, right? That's the theme of the show. These are all ones that you brought back. So
yeah,
because normally we randomly choose them, but that's
this is definitely curated by me randomly picking bottles out of distilleries. And every distillery I went into, I turned to my traveling companion and said, "Don't let me buy whiskey at this distillery." And they did not help. They did not help. They did not stop me. No. They never stood in my way as I stood at the cash register with a bottle. Never.
I'm interested to hear SMWS's tasting notes for this because I feel like they kind of bricked the name. But I mean, I don't have enough experience with, I think, with lychee to know. Like it's been a while since I've had one. You know?
I'm with you on that. But the tea leaf soaked something fruity, more like banana, I would have gone with. But I get
like tea smoked banana. To me, it's like a really dark, like an Earl Grey almost, like a really, like if it is a tea, it's one that's a black tea that's very it's a smoky tea, you know.
Hey, just to back up, so yeah, the tea smoked lychees is part of their process.
No,
that's just how they're described. It's an adjective.
Yeah, it's basically the tasting panel comes in because like whiskey is basically
I see
malted barley, water, and yeast. Like that's the three ingredients that go in, and then they add barrels and thyme.
Not the seasoning.
Not the seasoning time. Just
not the seasoning. Yeah.
This time
they add barrels and oregano, as all whiskey is made with oregano. That's a lie.
Kronos,
I'm lying. I just lied.
Yeah, totally lied. Hopefully,
they add temporal units.
But there's something very like dense about this that you keep exhaling the nose. It's very intense. This is probably, I don't know if it's oily. Would you call this oily too? It's I don't know. It just carries the nose notes consistently that I feel like I'm just like a breathing dragon. I'm just exhaling this. It doesn't go away.
It has like a long finish. This has a long finish on it.
Maybe we should hear Thad's notes before we go to SMWS.
That's a good idea.
If he's caught up.
Yeah, no, I caught up. So I really like this one. I'm gonna go against you all and just say no, it's definitely lychee. Like just right off the bat, like on the nose.
Okay, is it lychee or lychee? What is the correct pronunciation?
I mean, I've always said lychee, but you know,
I've said lychee, but in Japan, it's phonetically lychee. Lie.
I would go
versus Lee.
lychee.
Which is actually where I
It's
know
all
it
phonetic.
from.
I mean,
'Cause I
probably
used-
both
Lychee.
pronunciations are wrong, but
The internet says lychee.
okay.
All right.
All
Sorry
right.
about that. So lychee then. But I totally get it. Like I totally get that on the nose. It's a very unique scent, and it's definitely there for me.
I am in awe of your taste buds and senses, like, because
Yeah.
yeah, fantastic. Okay, keep going. Sorry, Thad.
Oh no, it's fine. On the nose, I definitely got also some sour cream, a little, and like feta cheese. Like I don't know how to describe it. It's like a fresh young cheese that's sour. I got some vanilla and like a light yellow pound cake in there. And then some pine wood, and then I let it sit a little bit more, and then I started getting some cigarette butts that were just put out. And then like a hint of an old bowling alley in there.
Mm.
On the taste,
And that's why we Thad.
on the taste, it's a little hot for me, so I couldn't really discern much. Like the only things that really popped out to me was like the bottom of a shoe, a dress shoe. It was dry for me, and then there was like some cherry wood in there somewhere. But
This is it's spicy. This is spicy.
That freshly polished leather on the bottom of a dress shoe. I'm
Mm-hmm.
I love that bowling alley note. That's a great.
the old, not just any bowling alley, an old bowling.
Have you ever been to a new bowling alley?
I was just gonna say that. I was just gonna say.
Well, whatever.
Like, it's 2022. I'm going to open a bowling alley.
Why did Thad make the distinction then? Why did he make the distinction of an old bowling alley? Why didn't you say bowling alley?
I mean, I think even Thad's going, isn't that redundant? Like, come on.
I mean, so I have been to some bowling alleys that had never allowed smoking in them, right? So like,
Oh, got it.
like the old
what you're
bowling
saying is
alley for me
non-smoking bowling alleys.
is like you have those neon carpets from like the 80s or
Right.
70s still, and it's been smoked in there for like 3 decades, and it's just constantly in there. It's coated on the balls no matter how much you clean them.
Like I take a sip of this, I keep just going.
Yeah, people like that. I'm a breathing dragon. They like that note. That is, I
Yeah.
feel like, you know,
Because there's so
This-
much spice and everything just left on your tongue. It's not going anywhere, and I don't think I can inhale it without maybe
No.
starting a little bit of acid.
it's hard to hold
Agreed.
it in your mouth, like that thing where you try to like really hold it, and it's hard to do that. I mean, it's 61%.
Yeah.
So that's not
That's
surprising.
That's true. Yeah. All right. I definitely want to science this though to see if I can inhale.
I mean, stuff that's higher percentage for me, I feel like handles sciencing better. So I feel like
Oh.
science might.
So the notes.
Oh, yeah. This is the SMWS notes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, this is their notes.
I just held that in my mouth for like 7 seconds, and
Oh. Whew.
the one thing that I totally agree with this note is wintergreen. So let's go. The first associations mentioned were all headed in the same direction: wintergreen ointment, deep heat, Vicks vapor rub, and Olbus oil. With our sinuses totally free, there was the smoke, sweet incense, burning pine wood, and a beach bonfire. A very appetizing, sweet, meaty smoke of barbecued bacon chops with a cider gooseberry sauce, white pepper mayonnaise on smoked haddock sashimi, and savory stir-fried wakame.
Wakame. Yeah. it's
Wakame?
seaweed.
Water added heather and lavender smoke, medicinal peat embers, as well as the saltiness of oak smoked haddock. On the palate, a tea-soaked lychee, a mousse bouche using genemakia tea, ginger, coriander, and sea salt before we enjoyed charred watermelon with mozzarella and mint.
Those are pretty
It's
good.
like an entire
notes.
meal.
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
There's times
Yeah.
where there's times where I disagree with the SMW notes, but this one, I'm like, I think you hit everything that I've experienced.
Yeah,
There's
I
a
think
lot going on in this too.
for me, like the name of it, I just think I'm not familiar enough with lychee. Like I've had it
I think
once,
I'm with you.
like over a decade ago, and
Mhm.
I just
Yeah, I think if you get baggie of it from Titan. I'll try to drop,
I mean, I think
drop
a
it off.
lychee killed my brother at one point, so I'm just not.
All right, I'm gonna science it. I know we're.
It is
I don't know
science
how
time,
we're
right?
doing on
I mean, he got
time, but
better.
it is science
And this
time.
once again we have the Islay water. So
I'd say science if you really want to. It doesn't really make it better in any way, shape, or form on the nose or taste for me.
Okay.
For
I'm
science, though,
always
you
up
do
for an
need
experiment.
a second opinion for science. Oh, Junko's going to do it.
you know what? I'm gonna do it too.
This is.
I've got the
so
Islay
rough.
water and I'm excited, and I'll do it. It's 61%. I gotta science it.
You poor bastards.
I feel like this is about like 12 drops of the whiskey to 1 drop of Islay water. All right.
I feel like it makes the nose a little more punch me in the
Mellow?
face. It's a little more.
Really?
I mean, it's not like the burn is gone. It's
They killed Junko. Are you okay? Oh my god.
I just inhaled and I was like, lungs.
Should we phone Dan? Is everything okay?
It's okay.
God.
I inhaled too bad. I got in there a little bit too much.
Joseph,
Don't know
remember
if it
that
was
episode
too
where we
much,
killed a guest?
I hope that's not Junko.
I hope it's not.
I like all our guests, but
Me too.
I would be Junko's zombie. Oh, okay.
I like the taste. I kind of like
it.
Oh,
I kind of like it. It makes it a little more accessible and smoother, and the burn's on the end now.
Yeah, I think right now at full strength, it for me it's inaccessible. That's what it is, and it does bring it down for me.
McCandu, he brought me all of these fucking whiskeys. What are you talking about? Like, it wasn't just the Islay water, and I'm happy to have the Islay water. So these are not the only whiskeys I'm going to be putting the Islay water into. Like, now I can put it in some other stuff I've got. So, because I've got a lot of Islay whiskeys here. So,
you know what? No, I'll give you the water. Every bottle I brought you is just water. You're fantasizing. You taste whiskey.
Aqua Vitae, the water of life.
That's exactly what I brought.
Yeah, I like it. I like it with water.
So I think this brings it down to like not completely torch level dragon breathing, but this is more like protecting the lair. Fire breathing.
I love that it's all dragon analogies. It's like
it's like
gold, but not burning gold.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like treasure. This is like delicious roasted hobbits. That's what it tastes like to me.
Yeah. So before it was more like uncontrolled. I'm just going to light up every village I come across, and now I'm like I'm protecting something. I'm very intentionally breathing fire because I can actually let it sit.
You're protecting the Arkenstone. That's what you're protecting. The Arkenstone, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's the difference between breathing fire and just like you're walking into that cave where the dragon's living, and it's just hot air coming at you. Just the menace of like, oh, this could get worse for us.
That's the
tipsy asparagus went from smog to Trogdor.
Wait, who's Trogdor? Who's Trogdor?
Trogdor is Burninate. That's Strong Bad.
Oh,
Homestar Runner.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Totally.
Everybody.
Yep. Bye. I'm still breathing, but
I'm trying with water. I don't think it's worse with water. I think it is something different's coming out.
Yeah, I think it takes away a lot of the heat, and you get some of the more of those fruity notes in a good way. I feel like actually, I guess it's lychee, but the fruitiness comes out for me, a bit more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and less savory. Not it's not necessarily like the cinnamon or clove or anything. It's definitely like more fruit spicy. Yeah,
like that deep sort of tea, that very dark tea taste. It kind of cuts an edge, the bitterness, and I like that. I think it makes it more sweet.
Yeah. For me, I can handle it more. Like it just cuts down on the intensity, so I'm not inhaling fumes. That's what it's fumes. This is more fumes, dragon fumes.
Dragon fumes. This is dragon breath in a bottle.
This is like dragon fumes or dragon, it's dragon hugs. This is dragon hugs.
Yeah.
The other one's dragon fire.
Yeah. Or after definitely, winter, after a run on the slope, or just walking from like a walk, like a New York block in the dead of winter. Yeah.
Can I segue and talk about D&D in a castle really quick?
Oh, please do.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just want to say, like, if you like Dungeons and Dragons or role-playing games and you want me to be your DM, you can go to D&D, or you like castles, or you want to go to England, you can go to D&D in a castle, and I will be your DM. There are spots available at my tables, and that's your vacation. Like, you've been in your house for 4 years and you haven't gone anywhere, and you're like, I want to go out and play D&D with, and food and board is all included. You should go to D&D in a castle and join us.
And I just want to say, Joseph, you're a dear friend, but also you're the best DM that I've ever played with. Like, there's nothing that happens where you're kind of like grumbly, like, oh, that's not where I wanted to go. It's like, no, you go where the adventure goes and you make it fascinating. And your NPCs are the best NPCs around. You at least have 2 NPCs who I fucking love. And I just can't wait to see them again. So yeah, I would totally encourage people to
go. Miss Lulu, don't you?
I miss Lulu. Fuck, I love Lulu. The flying elephant-like creature. Oh my god, I love her.
The Hierophant. My theory as a dungeon master is you should be a holodeck for your players. You should give them what they want. And because of improv training, I just I feel like the narrative goes where the players want to go. Like I'm just I'm a spectator. Really, that's how I feel like a DM should be. But that's my philosophy. So
the best campaigns I've ever been on.
My other philosophy, though, is that I fucking love whiskey.
It's a good one. I mean, it's a great starting point.
Whew, and I'm still breathing like a dragon. I'm like,
I'm there with you.
Whew.
Yeah, this was a good journey.
Yeah.
We have to ask you a question now. You have no idea what it could possibly be. You've never heard it before.
You've never been a guest on our show.
It's got to be a surprise.
Is this the 4th time you've been a guest on our show? I can't remember. I think so.
Oh yeah. Because then I shared some of the last spirits.
You shared some with us, so that was number 2.
You're like the Alec Baldwin of I fucking whiskey. You are.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
You're pretty. No, it's a great thing.
Because it's like if SNL can't if they can't get a guest. And they're like, what is a solid guest who will come in at a moment's notice? That's you. It's like, oh, Junko is okay. A solid, like always.
Not just solid, but also we really like you as a guest and as a person. And so that's and we can tell you fucking love whiskey. So those things are great.
Y'all, I can't wait. Like, I am itching to go back to Japan because I haven't seen my family in a while, but might have to bring an extra empty suitcase, but I
would love to have more Japanese whiskeys on the show.
I would, yes. If you can get some stuff that's actually Japanese whiskey, because there are some importers over there that just like buy Scottish whiskey, put it in a bottle, and go, "Oh, it's Japanese whiskey." It's like, no. I want to see what they're producing.
Yeah, there's some really interesting approaches coming out from what I've kind of gleaned. So yeah, hopefully, I won't go during the holiday season because everything shuts down. But so something for we're in 2022. So yeah, something for 2023 is what I'm aiming for. So that'll be a nice one to share.
We would love that.
Oh, 100%. Did we ask a question? I can't remember.
We haven't asked.
We haven't asked it. Okay.
I guess not.
So, hey, Junko, you had 5 whiskeys and 4 whiskeys and a new make.
A warm up 5.
Do you, after having these, what's your opinion? Do you like whiskey?
I mean, it's either in our household, we only have like kombucha to accompany dinner, and then I fucking love whiskey lineup. So that's all I have in my life as far as alcohol. I definitely fucking love whiskey. Yes. Undecidedly.
We fucking love you, Junko. We love you.
I kind of expected it, but yeah. I fucking love you. So
Thank
great
you for doing the show.
I fucking love you guys. Love you, Zach. Thaddeus, I love you. I'm like looking up.
That's where he is. He's up
there somewhere
in the stratosphere.
Yeah.
Thank you, Outside In Theater. Thank you, people at home watching. Thank you, Geek Filter, for the graphics. Thank you, Arlo and Alex, for the music, for the lead-in and the extra. Thank you, Thaddeus, for being the best part of our show, except for our guests. Our guests are the best part of the show. You're the second best part of our show.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And also,
Thank you.
And we'll see you next week. Although next week will be at a different time, so keep an eye out for that.
It will? What?
Yeah,
A little
that's
earlier?
next week. Next week is the thing. Later.
We
already talked about this.
I
before you
don't
left.
recall any of this. I was in Scotland for 3 weeks. I don't recall
I'm
nothing.
teaching a class
Yeah, I don't
next
remember
week.
anything.
So
Okay, so we'll be a
yeah.
little later. But I think we're going to still have stuff I brought back from Scotland, which is going to be great. I think. We'll find out.
Hey, we fucking love you people who are watching the show.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone. Yes. Love you too.
Sludge.
Okay.
Gonna catch you, keep trying.